23rd of October 1914. The day I first came to Astley. Not that I knew then where I was. I was 23. We had to leave Belgium in a rush. The Germans were advancing so quickly that our way out could have been blocked if we had waited even a few minutes. But we did get to Ostend, and it were chaos there. And Jerome, my husband, got separated from me and our 2-month-old daughter Marie. He ended up in a different boat. Marie and I crossed in a trawler I'd never been to sea before, and it was a stormy night. I was violently seasick. Strangely, Marie hardly seemed affected by it. She slept most of the time. When we landed at Folkestone, we were put into groups of about 30 people. My English wasn't that good then, but I kept on asking about Jerome. I was told not to worry. They would make sure he was sent to the same camp. By trains and horse carts. We made our slow journey. Northward, I know now. Finally, we were told that we'd reached our camp. We were taken to a building that I could tell was some kind of hospital. Later I found out it was part of Astley Hospital. Whilst I was grateful our journey had finally ended, I was worried and frightened, both about where Jerome was and about the future for Marie and me. At least on the second point, my worries were unfounded. The local people were amazingly kind. That first night they gave us a meal. I remember they even served coffee, a real luxury. And later they brought us clothing and more food. Their kindness continued throughout our visit, at our stay at the hospital. I received the news about Jerome 1 week later. Small boat, storm, swept overboard, body never found. I was so grief-stricken at the time, I couldn't take in any details. In that, my darkest hour, I met Nora Roberts. I owe her so much. Nora had been widowed about 25 years before. Her husband had died in a mining accident when her son Arthur was less than 1. So when she said she understood my grief, I believed her. She invited us to tea regularly Oh, we talked about anything and everything. My English got better. Arthur joined us when he could. When he wasn't doing a shift at the nearby pit. And in the evening he used to walk us back to the hospital. When some months later the time came for us to move on, I was starting to feel happiness again. And what happened next? Well, that's another story.